Hi there, and welcome to your timeless message. Let's see what you need to hear right now and what you gotta have a little conversation about. Let's see. The Malika of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords. Something in regards to your mind might be coming up. The way you think, feeling the trust within yourself, allowing your intuition to guide your mind to make fair judgment. We're gonna get more. What is the Malika going through? What's happening? And it doesn't matter if you're female or male. The tarot is only talking of archetypes. Oh, we have quite a few turnaround. Okay, so what's the situation? We have, let me just look at it first. Okay, so I just put all the cards down and had a bit of a look. We have two major arcana cards that came out. We have the Hierophant in reverse and we have the Judgment card. And look at how interesting this Judgment card has been illustrated, how interestingly. It is someone playing in front of people, performing in front of people, opening themselves up to judgment. Maybe that's something you're trying to go through. Opening yourself up to judgment, potentially in the context even of performance art of some sort. But it doesn't have to be, because it could just be you opening yourself up to be seen in whatever way, shape or form. So this can even be just you being more open and direct in your conversation, in your communication, as we had the Queen come out, being more open to judgment, you know, like being more open to just be yourself, being more open to express and accept whatever response comes on the other end of it. Maybe there was a shyness to it first, but with the Hierophant, I think there was, because the Hierophant came together with this. In reverse, the Hierophant is your connection to the divine. It is, traditionally speaking, the tarot in the major arcana. It shows the path of the human consciousness. And we come into the world as the Fool, as someone who doesn't know what to expect, but they're just really excited about the journey ahead, you know, the adventures they're going to get into. By number 5, they arrive and they meet the Hierophant. This is the teacher, the spiritual teacher that shows them the path in some way, or teaches them something that is implemented in their way of how they exist in this world. And this coming out in reverse, I think there might have been some sort of an issue or blockage in regards to this Hierophant energy, so the teacher energy. Maybe people were coming in trying to teach you stuff when you didn't need that teaching, or you were closed up to accepting help, accepting that maybe you don't know what to do yet and you do need some input. But I do sense this could also be, and I sense this is more likely, input coming from outside sources that made you question your own self, that made you turn this judgment towards yourself. Yeah, I think so. We have the 10 of Cups here in reverse, and we have the 7 of Staffs as well, 7 of Wands. So this is the family card. This is emotional bliss in regards to a family life that you've built for yourself. This is in reverse. So something coming up right now in regards to maybe not having this family life fulfilled yet, being a hope of yours or a dream of yours that hasn't come to fruition, or the way things have played out in your life have not been consistent with what you believe to be the 10 of Cups for you. Like, you're not where you thought you would be once you received that, if you've already received it, if you've already established some sort of a family. The 7 of Wands is the defensiveness. These cards came together. So maybe this input, this potential negative input where people were trying to teach you in a way that was counterproductive, is also something that you experienced in your childhood. So maybe this is parents or just, you know, people around you kind of wanting you to fit into certain frames, and you having to defend yourself against it, or stand your ground and have to continue to be like, no, this is what I'm doing, which would make sense if you have experienced in your life people questioning your decision making, questioning your mind. Hi, honey bunch, do you want to sit with mama? I'm sorry guys, we have a little intruder. Quick kiss break. Alrighty. But it makes sense that if you have that kind of experience where you've been continuously questioned, that you will question yourself. And we had the Queen come out, the Queen of Swords as the first card. So maybe this message today is really about you, gaining some compassion for yourself, for how it came to be to where you are now. Having some trust as well in your mind, trusting that you can be this queen. You can be you can be precise in your thoughts and your decision making. You can trust your judgment, because the Queen trusts her judgment. And I think you've been conditioned in a way that to not trust your judgment, to not trust it. And now you're getting back into it. I think we have the Nine of Wands, and we have the Four of Cups. That's why I'm saying I think you're getting back into it. The Nine of Wands is still standing. Actually, the seven of Wands, my lordies, the Seven of Wands is when you're defending. The Eight of Wands is fast movement, and then the Nine of Wands is you're still standing after a lot has happened. Like you were still standing, fight broke out, shit went down, and then you're still standing. And here, it's not just a still standing, it's a clearing. It's a clearing out of whatever was keeping you stuck. See how she's fuming out the place. You know how you can burn some incense, and just with the intention of like allowing the air to be refiltered. You can tell once the air has truly been worn out when you can no longer smell the incense. That's why it's a nice way to allow yourself to clear a space. Put on something that smells nice, and then allow your windows to be open for it to dissipate, and for it to actually at some point be able to regenerate the air. But I think the Four of Cups being here, it's like you're clearing away this version of yourself that didn't believe in the mind, that didn't believe in what you are capable of, that had this judgment towards your own mind. My dear, if you cannot love your own mind, accept your own mind, the way you work, it's going to be very hard for you to receive that kind of behavior from other people, because you will not recognize it when it's not happening. That was such a weird way to say it. Basically, if people are not taking you seriously, questioning yourself, you're not gonna even recognize it. If people say the opposite, they're like, no, I believe in you, but have you thought about this? You're not gonna be questioning it, because you're just gonna accept it. You're just gonna accept what they say for what it is, and you're gonna think that is still an okay thing to say. What a weird way this went just now. I feel like I started off saying something, but we went somewhere else. But I'm sure it was meant to be. But yeah, maybe, look at that. Starting off saying one thing and then going off somewhere else. That seems like someone potentially, if this happens in an interaction with a person, that can be a form of gaslighting, of like manipulating a situation. So like if you present your case, you're like, this is what I think, here are my thoughts, and then you leave the situation and you're like, I don't know if my thoughts are right, I think I'm wrong, and it's very specifically like the idea that potentially maybe you expressing something, and then that being twisted in a way. But what I'm seeing here is just a baseline of kind of accepting the judgment that is external and internalizing it, and there being like this blockage to really trusting yourself and being like this teacher to yourself. We're gonna get more. What was missing? Oh my, look, wholeness, oneness. You were missing the plot. You were missing the plot, dear. You were not seeing how these situations in our lives, these challenges, are part of the whole storyline. There's bigger things to this. There is a wholeness to it. There is growth that can be had in this situation, and maybe your life has been set up in a way for you to have the most potential. And if you don't believe that, maybe you can try to and take the best out of it. But the wholeness also is this reminder that if everything is one, there is no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. There is no right opinion. There is no wrong opinion. There's no right way of thinking. There's no wrong way of thinking. We, the people, put judgment in. And once we put judgment, we separate. We separate, and we are looking at left and right, and arguing with each other. And that is a great way to keep people busy. But it's not going to be very productive for growth, especially in a community setting, in an interpersonal way. Oh, wow, that was a rant. Whoa, no way, Jose. I just let me explain what just happened. But I was putting down my cards and I accidentally flipped one of the cards from the deck, and it's this one. The Eight of Swords. Anxiety in which you keep yourself. Look, she's seemingly stuck behind this gate of swords. But swords have a start and an end, so she could walk around it, theoretically, right? This is just a theoretical experiment here. And trying to explain concepts of situations that we go through in our lives. Oh yeah, but I see, look at where I put the card. Oh my God, we need another card for that side. But I put the card right on top of the Judgment and the Hierophant in reverse. This Judgment keeping you stuck from actually being your own teacher, trusting yourself to teach for some of you. If this is something that you feel called to do, trust yourself that you can be a teacher, that you are capable, that you have learned enough, that you are strong enough in whatever ability you are willing to and are gifted to be able to share with people, you know. We all have our own beautiful expression, and we all have our own thing that we like to do, that we want to do, and that we're good at, that brings us joy. And there's the good, forget the good, that brings you joy. But it's this anxiety. And this internalized judgment is also what is keeping you really from connecting with the Hierophant there. I need to get you another card for this side now, because we've got a symmetry going on that I do not want to break. So for the 10 of Cups in reverse and the 7 of Staffs, so this situation, which I am sensing is for a lot of you some sort of home life situation or a relationship in regards to family that didn't pan out as you had planned. I always look around. There's no one I can look at. I should look at you and be like, to share the stress and to connect with you guys, because the need to like express sometimes and connect is very, very much connected. We have the Fool. I'm getting too excited because we have the Fool. Here I'm talking about endings. Here I'm talking about things from the past, something that is definitely no longer here. And there's a new beginning. A new beginning. Stepping into a phase of your life where you are free. Look at her. She's free, she's guided, she's protected. And so are you. So are you. You are never actually tied down to anything in this life. Except for the fact that you're going to die. And even that is just a physical, ultimately. And if you don't want to go into the spiritual lane, which you probably do because you're here and you're listening to me talk, but if you don't want to go that far, where do the atoms go? Do they go anywhere? Does your body actually disappear? Not really. It just gets changed. It changes. It transmutes into something new. Sweet boy, can I ask you to not step on the card, my love? Excuse me, honey bunch. Thank you. Little boy was stepping on the Hierophant here, reminding us to this teacher in self, trusting the teacher in yourself, trusting your own judgment. Okay, we're gonna do this for some guidance. We're gonna get you some quotes. My loving boy, hi. We have little boy right in front of me. I can't show you because you guys are on a tripod, but we're gonna pick all of those. Gee Louie. Okay, what do we got? I hope everyone's doing well, by the way. I hope you guys had a good start to October, if you are watching this, if it comes out. I love October. It's a great month. It's also my favorite number is 8. Why am I going to... I'll just tell you this. Random as hell, but it's coming to mind, and maybe it's something that someone wants to hear. But my favorite number was always the number that of the age I had. I think a lot of kids do that, right? But once I reached the age of 9, I remember my 9th birthday thinking 9 is not as pretty as the 8. I actually like 8 more. So 8 stayed my favorite number. I know, shocking. And it still is my favorite number. We shouldn't have favorites, but it's the one I like the most. Okay, anyway, we're gonna continue after my little story here. If names be not correct, language is not in accordance with the truth of things. This is from Confucius. What is this saying? What it is saying is, in a simplified way, oh, look at that, in a simplified way, it's already explaining itself. When we use language, when we use words, what are we doing? But putting sounds, using sounds, giving them meaning, to try to express something that is either soundless and meaningless. We're trying to get our thoughts across, right, by using words, but there is a limit. There is a limit to it. There is a limit, and that's why poetry doesn't have to. Poetry uses words to describe situations, and at the end of the day, it's really a feeling it's trying to convey. Music does that. The arts, and we were talking here about the arts, right? There is so much more that we cannot express with our language, with our words. We cannot truly experience the truth of things, the ultimate connection, like the core of the onion. If we peel off all the layers, the core of the onion. But what we can do is we can connect to it. We can remind ourselves of it. We can understand that we are but an onion, and we are but a layer on this plane, experiencing a layer of the plane, and allow to whatever needs to flow through us. And in this performance context, right, the judgment, just if you trust that what is coming through you is perfect in its own way because it just is, then you can just be, and you can just do it. You guys know the meme? Oh my gosh, I'm dying. It is not the time yet. That's funny, because I said I am dying, and then I read it is not the time yet, and I was gonna say, well, I'm not actually dying, guys. Oh yeah, it's not the time yet, thankfully. But we are all dying. We are all dying. Every single day we're getting closer to our death. We never know when it comes. But it is not the time yet. You, in the here and now, are here. And be grateful for it. Do what brings you joy. Treat every day as something that you can be grateful for and thankful for. And this is a side rant, but if you're aging, if there's some sort of a discomfort with aging, bro, how amazing is it that you've made it up to the age that you are? Like, I like to think about that and like just I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for every single day that I get to be on this plane, even though I find existence extremely difficult. I do not like to exist, but as a human, I do not like to exist in this plane as me. I like me, that's not what I'm saying, but I find the experience of being a human being extremely difficult. And yet I am grateful for it. I'm grateful for every single day, for all the things that I can do being a human. You know, the ability that I have to create, to do my thing, and go my own way, you know. What's the song? It's not just Stevie Nicks. I think it's what's the band? Fleetwood Mac, of course. Brain. My body and mind is improving every day. Yee. Nice. Good. What else? I deserve joy. Yes. And the cards, I'm laying all these cards on the wholeness. I think these are all just reminders of the wholeness. Getting closer to the wholeness. We were talking about the language, right? Trying to get closer to the truth of things. You're getting closer by understanding that you deserve joy, by understanding that it is not your time yet, but the time that you have is a gift. So be understanding and grateful for it. And that you are able to improve your body and your mind wherever you are at in your life. You're always able to do better. And I don't want to say this from a place where you feel like there's this perfectionism of you always can do better, so you're never good enough. That's not what I'm saying. You are always good enough, and you can yet always do better. Okay. I choose to leave self-pity behind. Yes, you should. You should. Instead of self-pity, because self-pity is only going to get you stuck in something that has already happened or something that caused you pain when you've already passed it, right? Time has moved on. The life has moved on. The years have passed. So this is not to say that because time passes, pain of something is completely gone. But with each time passing, you actually are now in a different position. You are in a different place. So you are able to establish different feeling in yourself, right? I'm sorry, guys. My legs are falling asleep. Oh my God. What's going on? Did yoga before this. Maybe that has to do with it. Anyway, change your thoughts. Now I'm a little small. I'm sorry, guys, but I need to change my legs. Change your thoughts and watch how the world changes around you. Yeah. Leave the self-pity behind. Step into great gratitude, into the understanding that be grateful for what you have. Be also very conscious of what you need. Be very conscious to not allow your surroundings to keep you anywhere where you are in this self-pity and this disbelief and this doubting your mind, right? You are the Queen of Swords. You can do that. We can all do that. Trust. Trust and align your thoughts with your actions and your intentions. Oh, did you hear that? We had a little creature just fly by. Perspective is all there is. Choose yours wisely. Is there more to say? I don't think there is. So I will let you go. Thank you so much, dears. This was lovely. I hope you had a good time. Let me know, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.